Hi, everyone. This is your weather hazard briefing for Thursday, November 3rd, from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello, Idaho. We've got mainly quiet weather for us as we go through the day today, but then we've got more rain and snow ahead as we go through Friday and even into Saturday. So that's mainly what we're going to be focusing on, but keep in mind we've got the potential for some more rain and snow as we go really through the weekend into the first part of next week. But we're mainly going to be focusing on our Thursday, Friday, and Saturday time frames with this weather briefing today. So here are some of the key points. We've got mainly quiet weather for our Thursday. Still cool, a little bit chilly at times. We'll talk about our high temperatures, but our next system really is arriving tomorrow. And ahead of that, we do have a winter storm watch in effect for parts of the area, mainly for Friday into Saturday. Now, uh, this is mainly going to be impacting higher elevations. The main snow is going to be up in the mountains once again. So, areas in the Sawtooths, the Sun Valley region, Bear River Range, and the Big Hole Mountains will focus on the winter storm potential for those areas. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. Wanted to start off with a look at satellite early this morning on Thursday, November 3rd. Not too much going on out there, though we have seen some low clouds across parts of eastern Idaho. And our next system is really farther off to the west, still kind of getting a bit more organized. So, our weather risk outlook here over the next couple of days. Now, our Thursday, not looking at a whole lot. In fact, it's pretty quiet weather for us. We get into Friday, though, we're going to start to see that next system moving in, really starting to impact more so the higher elevations. You'll notice some minor impacts highlighted for the Wood River area, Sawtooth area, and Eastern Highlands. Again, some of those higher elevations where we start to see that switch over to snow sooner. More impacts for those same areas as we get into Saturday, but just overall more impacts for the entire, really eastern parts of Idaho. Uh, we'll start to see this tapering off on Sunday. Still a little bit of light snow and rain lingering through the early morning, and then we get a little bit of a break Sunday for the second half of the day before more moisture is headed our way for the early part of next week. But here's a look at those watches, the winter storm watches in effect. Again, more so for the Sawtooth and Sun Valley areas, and then again down near the Bear River Range and the Eastern Highlands there. That's where we're expecting some of the highest snow totals. We'll get to that coming up too. And the wind is also going to be playing a role in this system too. But for our Thursday, temperatures, well, cool. Most of us in the 30s and 40s. But again, fairly quiet weather for us today. Winds will pick up a little bit more as we go into the afternoon. See some gusts mainly in the southern hills up to about 20-25 miles per hour. Those winds are going to pick up a little bit more overnight and into early Friday morning. Start to see some gusts, so 25 up to about 30 miles per hour. And winds will be a bit breezy at times on Friday, too, with some gusts potentially up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Friday will be a little bit cooler with more of us dropping back down in the mid and upper 30s for our highs. Some of us still lingering in the low 40s, though. Saturday, we actually do warm up a little bit more, leading to the potential for some more rain through parts of the Magic Valley and the Snake Plain area, compared to the areas that are going to be cooler, of course. Higher elevations mainly seeing snow with this next system moving in. But keep in mind, what snow we do see, we're also going to be seeing some pretty strong wind gusts on Saturday. 35, 40, 45 miles per hour, even some gusts up to about 50 miles per hour, not out of the question. So this weekend looking like a good one to maybe hang out inside. Here's a look at model reflectivity. Here's this next system as it's coming in. This is early Friday morning. We're starting to see a little bit of snow, again, mainly in those higher elevations. And we'll continue to see that snow spreading really from west to east as we go throughout the day on Friday. We could see a little bit of that trying to make it down into the lower elevations here in the valleys, kind of some of that mix that we've seen with this last couple of systems. But really, the biggest impacts are going to be up in the mountains where we'll see those highest snow totals. And again, it's going to be windy with this system coming through too. So if you do have any travel plans, especially late Friday into Saturday, make sure you stay weather aware and check on road conditions before you head out, especially if any of your driving is going to take you up through the mountains or into any of those higher elevation areas. So we'll continue to see that snow as we go through Friday night and into Saturday morning, continuing to fall throughout the day on Saturday. And then eventually we're going to start to see that tapering off a little bit more as we get into the overnight Saturday into very early Sunday morning time frame there. Again, most of the snow is still going to be falling at those higher elevations. Some of those spots, like the Galena Summit area, could see potentially 12 to 18 inches of snow. Now, keep checking back for any updates on these snowfall ranges. This is being posted on Thursday morning. Most of the snow is going to be falling Friday into Saturday. Again, that's why we also have those winter storm watches currently in place for those mountain ranges. And here in the Snake Plain, though, not looking at a whole lot, or the Magic Valley. Any snow that we see likely staying under an inch for us. So maybe, potentially, with the more moisture headed our way into next week, we could start to see a little bit of light accumulation down in the valley, but a little too early to talk about some of those exact snow totals. So again, keep checking back on our morning updates as we get a little bit closer to that. But keep in mind, for us today on Thursday here, mainly quiet weather, a little bit cool at times, with most of us in the upper 30s to low 40s for those afternoon highs. But our next system starts to move in on Friday. We're going to see some of those impacts from snow and the wind as we go through Friday and into Saturday, which is why we do currently have that winter storm watch that'll be in effect for part of Friday and into Saturday. Mainly for areas in the Sawtooths, the Sun Valley region, the Bear River Range, and the Big Hole Mountains. Again, keep checking back for updates, and if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email us, give us a phone call, or find us on social media. We'll also post updates for these systems as they're coming through on social media too, so for some of the up-to-date information, you can check there. Otherwise, have a great Thursday.